anywhere around Thorsby, especially between there and Clanton, based on where this is where this is tracking. So Thorsby, down Alabama Avenue, back towards Clanton. There's Ascension St. Vincent's. You could see the St. Vincent's Hospital. There's Gap of the Mountain. There's Collins Chapel, Thorsby. So this is all pushing more towards the northeast right now, about to cross I-22. It's just now getting to I-22, still seeing debris with this. So we still have a tornado that could be producing damage at the moment, and still about to cross I-22. Lauren, JP, looks like the way this is setting up right now, north towards Birmingham, over towards Tuscaloosa, we can say the threat is over there.
Yes.
This is mostly areas to the south and east at this time. And what are we seeing? Is that more counties that have been added? It's just outside. Okay, so that's just the northern end of that. What are we seeing going on here at Talladega? Again, it just seems as these storms move further north, I think the rain has really helped us out here around Anniston. It seems like they get right to I-20. There's a lot of folks on the road here around I-20, Talladega North. There's Highway 21. Let's go into the radar mode and just look at, just a lot of rain. This has really backed off as far as showing, at least from this vantage point. Let's see velocity on this, and we're just kind of flipping through the products here. We're doing some real-time analysis for you as it happens. So Lauren, let's go to can we go to velocity on this? I want to take a close look. So right here's a little area. But that's south of Talladega, showing maybe trying to spin right there to the south. You go and look at this stuff. You have a lot of rain, and when you actually investigate it, you look at the wind profiles, you can see that there is obviously some rotation with that. But listen, we're not leaving a storm unattended. As you can see, JP's tracking storms. We're watching Talladega. We're also tracking this storm moving through Chilton County, because this is a tornado, could still be on the ground right now. We're seeing strong debris signatures with this. And we've had already several tornadoes that have touched down this evening. Right now, County Road 76, if you're on Alabama Highway 22, this is running right along Alabama Highway 22, this tornado. There's Lomax, Clanton. Right here, there's Clanton, there's I-22, there's Clanton, Thorsby, right in here. So Thorsby, and we were talking about a few moments ago, south of Thorsby, I mentioned Alabama Avenue, Collins Chapel Road. I mentioned Collins Chapel. You see that Collins Chapel Road is right there. There's Collins Chapel. There's Gap of the Mountain. So as far as Clanton, time of arrival, 9:22. So 9:14, this is approaching now. We're talking 9:22, giving you the first alert times. Lauren, let's go ahead to Thorsby, and let's look at the time of arrival there. 9:22 also. Let's talk about Collins Chapel, 9:25, Jumbo area. And Gap of the Mountain, you can see 9:25 to 9:29. So we'll get this through here quickly. Hopefully this weekends before it gets here. But this is what we need to be alert for, this one area. You can see it's still rather confined. It's right in this there's a debris signature. There's the tornado. It's approaching Highway 25, and it's now crossing County Road 76. County Road 76, that's where this is crossing. So if you live to the west of there, places like Maplesville, this threat has passed by. Have we trimmed away Bibb County? Is Bibb County still in that warning?
Bibb's out. Yeah, Bibb's out of it.
Okay, so Bibb's out of the warning. So we can give the all clear for Bibb County.
And I do want to say that this confirmed tornado that has been extended farther northeastward, this is going to stay to the south of Calera. So these areas that have just been hit by the earlier tornado, this is going to stay to the south of you. So you've got that going for you, but we are concerned for folks in Chilton County. This is right now along County Road 227, and as we've been stating, this is going to be making a beeline towards Highway 22, and looks like it's going to be moving towards 7th Street Northwest, Highway 31, that runs right between Lomax and Clanton. So if you have any friends or family, Lomax and Clanton, if you're watching us from Lomax or Clanton, you need to be in that safe place right now, because when we did the estimated time of arrival on this, it looks like it was coming in to Highway 31 at around 9:22. So you've got about less than 6 minutes before this tornado, this confirmed tornado is on your doorstep. And then once it moves past Highway 31, then it could be moving towards I-65 if this can manage to hold together. So could be crossing I-65 south of Gap of the Mountain around 9:25 p.m. and that's one of those first alert times we want to give you. And there is the possibility that it could continue moving to the northeast, which is why you see that purple polygon that's been extended farther to the northeast. That is accounting for this coming through part of Shelby County. So I know some folks in Shelby County are wondering, where is this going to come closer to them? It's really just on that southern edge there. Whereas you see with this Chilton County warning, this is headed towards Lomax, Clanton. This may pass just to the west of Samaria, but if you're in Samaria, I want you in your safe place too. This should pass to the south of Jemison, but we're still seeing what looks like maybe some debris being lofted up into the atmosphere north of Jemison. Once these storms come through, it'll be interesting to see if we end up having any debris from a tornado farther away from where it happened, just because these winds are so powerful. But some of the areas that are still going to be in the path of this potential tornado, I will say the debris signature doesn't look quite as impressive as it did earlier, but there's still a signature there. So we still want to treat it like there is a tornado on the ground in Chilton County that is moving over County Road 37. The rotation looks a little bit broader than it had, but we still want to stay in our tornado safe place. Even if that rotation happens to broaden out with the tornado and it's not as tightly wound and more concise, there's still going to be some very strong winds with this. We're estimating, and this is about 900 feet up into the air in Chilton County, 84-mile-per-hour winds. So at the surface, that could end up translating to 65, 70-mile-per-hour winds that could be crossing Highway 22 here shortly and then moving towards 7th Street North, that Highway 31 corridor around Lomax. So if this continues on its current trajectory, it looks like it could go right between Lomax and Clanton. So Lomax and Clanton, again, you are under the gun here, and then we'll see if this manages to hold together as it pushes farther to the northeast. So we're looking at our rotation detector here, and it is detecting strong rotation along Gowan Road, along County Road 75 in Chilton County. This is moving towards Hinkle Road, Lomax and Clanton, again, right in the under the gun here. And then once it would move away from Lomax and Clanton along Highway 31, this would be pushing to the northeast towards I-65. And then once it moves farther away, areas like Jumbo, Gap of the Mountain, Hidden Valley, Marble Valley, Quincy, we would give you a first alert for, even if the tornado doesn't hold together, this is still a very powerful storm as it comes through, and it's still exhibiting some rotation. But I will note that the debris signature has certainly gotten smaller than it had been earlier. If you remember earlier when we were tracking it, it was this bright aqua color. I'll actually go back when we first started to see it, and you'll notice as it's been coming through, see, here it was earlier. It was that bright blue color as it was just crossing in from Watauga County, but as it's continued on its northeast trajectory, it's not quite as large as it had been. So we're hoping that potentially as this is moving towards those more populated areas like Clanton, that maybe it will begin to fizzle out, but we don't want to treat it that way. We want to treat it like this is still a tornado on the ground that could be causing damage as it moves towards Highway 31 and I-65 west.
Okay, Lauren, let's go back to the big picture here. We have a lot going on across the area, and obviously this is taking another level here as it moves south. This air that's still highly volatile off to the southeast. We've had multiple tornado warnings, confirmed tornado warnings. This is a live look. Is this still at Concordia Street? 191. So we're in Chilton. We're looking at Chilton County, and we're tracking that tornadic storm, that tornado warning storm. You can see the traffic lights just swaying, that wind picking up. I see folks out there on the road tonight. And again, stay off the roads, out of a vehicle. In an event we have especially a confirmed tornado, you want to be in a site-built structure and a safe room and get to the interior room. Put as many halls between you and the outside. As we always say, grab some extra protection. Helmets, pillows, blankets, something to offer head and neck protection in the event of a tornado emergency like this. Make sure that you are seeking immediate action. This is moving quickly, 53 miles per hour. So moments, seconds, minutes are so critical at a time like this. But the one thing about these storms today is just stay with us here. We're going to walk you through this. They cycle up. We see damage. We do see where some of these touch down, and then they kind of weaken again. So they kind of go through these cycles. So hopefully this storm here will start to trend down. We're going to watch that, but notice how they're all lining up. A lot of rain in here right now. Another big area where the rain's just really starting to fill in. Anniston, I think we're going to get by with mostly just, there's a severe thunderstorm warning, could have some damaging straight line winds in here. What's velocity look like on this, Lauren? As we pick up the big picture here, this is all now east of Birmingham, okay? I think Birmingham, this is going to stay south of us. Tuscaloosa, severe threat over. Has Jefferson County been cleared?
Yes.
So Jefferson County's cleared of the tornado watch right now, so threat is over for us. Blount County, perhaps? If not soon. Blount County, that threat has ended, but what Lauren is showing is to the east in Calhoun County and parts of Talladega County, we're seeing 68, 72 mile per hour winds showing up with our velocity data. Now this is, if this makes it to the ground, those are some of the kind of winds that we're talking about with this particular system. So this is producing around Coldwater Mountain, so the possibility of some damaging straight line wind gusts. I believe, Brody, we do have Coldwater, the 911 camera that we could take there at Coldwater Mountain, and we can take a closer look at what's going on also in the Anniston area. And we also have JSU at the Houston Cole Library, some views there for folks. We're watching, I know a lot of you are listening in on WOXI, WJXI, and also a reminder, we're on iHeart radio stations across the state of Alabama. We simulcast during severe weather coverage, iHeart Radio, so you can tune us in there. Tornado, is that confirmed or tornado emergency that we're looking at?
That's a flash flood warning.
No,
Down there?
Yeah, let's
yeah, confirmed.
So that's still confirmed tornado?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's confirmed.
That was
We
just
saw
earlier.
sometimes in these polygons, we see what's called tornado emergencies. Look very similar when you see some of those pop up. So that's confirmed tornado. It's still a significant situation, severe situation. We're talking about.
We aren't seeing a debris signature anymore.
Can you
so that's a
loop
good
it
sign.
back, Lauren, and let's just
Yeah.
follow along, and this really helps us. So here it is.
Oh,
Wow.
that was the earlier one.
The earlier ones, a lot of debris there. So here it is. So there's a tornado. Okay, so let's just follow along. And then we'll kind of take it to the north here. And still seeing debris. Still seeing debris. Still seeing a tornado. It goes to I-22. All right, it starts to fade away here. Wow, that is so close.
Wow.
Clanton, let's go. Let's go into Clanton. And listen, if you're watching with us, there it is right there. The rotation, it sort of looks like the tornado may have weakened as it moved into town, but this is still impressive to me. That still shows me we could still have a tornado here. It may just be spinning, and it may have weakened briefly, but not for long, because we are still seeing strong rotation that's now crossing Interstate 65. So again, seeing a lot of folks that have been on the Twitter feeds tonight and staying weather alert. I see some folks in shelter right now. We've had teams across the state, and now the far southeast and eastern part of the coverage area, that's where we're going to see the main impacts from here on out with what's left of this system. This is winding down for areas to the north into Jefferson County. If you are Calera, points north, severe weather threat is coming to an end for you. Areas further south, though, right now, Chilton County, that's where we have strong indications around Gap of the Mountain once again. We're not seeing debris with this, so there's we're not seeing those clear indicators as what we saw earlier where we had all the debris that was showing up, but you can see right there's rotation that's showing up. JP?
Did you get this? We're getting reports that the Alabama School for Deaf and Blind has sustained damage. Did you get that? In Talladega.
Oh, so I did not. So JP was saying in Talladega, the Institute for the Deaf and Blind, we were talking about earlier, that was the institute. I was watching to see how far that this was tracking, but they did sustain some damage. So I'm sure with the kind of winds that moved through Talladega County, it's been a while here around, I was in Talladega not too long ago and over speaking at the public library, and we were just talking about the fact that, you know, with a lot of these storms, many of them have went north of the city here to the south, and, you know, when you have those kind of winds coming through, that's certainly going to bring down some trees as well. So there's probably going to be some trees down in that area, but severe thunderstorm warnings are still in effect here. All these areas of green, we're taking all the rain off the map. This is not rain. What you're looking at is rotation. That's the concern right now. Where do we have a tornado trying to form? And all of these areas of strong rotation, we could have a tornado forming in here where we have the confirmed tornado warnings. Not a guarantee that we still have something on the ground at the moment. We could, but we might see more of those debris signatures showing up. Yeah, there's still a strong circulation right there. We could still at any moment have another tornado that's trying to develop. Clanton, it looks like this has passed though. This has passed to the east.
Yeah, it looks like this is to the north of Peach Park and now southeast of Gap in the Mountain. It's broader than it had been, but as Wes was mentioning, so this has moved away from Lomax and Clanton, so you're clear, but there is the possibility this could recycle. The National Weather Service did note it looks like the tornado's lifted, but they don't want to get rid of the warning just in case it were to recycle.
And that Talladega County warning is now, that's downgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning on into Calhoun County as well as on into Cleburne County.
So yeah, what we're seeing over in Talladega County, Clay County, Cleburne County and Calhoun County are, if you notice the bright reds that are popping up there, that indicates some really strong winds are likely moving through. So we're not seeing discrete rotation, which would indicate potentially a tornado, but we are seeing some intense winds. Our radar is picking up on potentially 50, 60, 70 mile per hour gusts. Now this is shooting higher up into the sky, so potentially west that could be like maybe around 50 mile per hour gusts coming in at the surface.
Alex, what do you have? Well, all right, let's go. We're going right now to some live storm damage. This is at, you said Burton's? Okay, Burton's Camper in Calera. So this is at Burton's Camper. This is right there again, right around the Shelby County Airport. And you're seeing live some of the images coming in right now for folks there at the Weather Service. You know, they were seeking shelter earlier, and at the Weather Service at this point, they have resumed normal operations as that threat has now passed. They're back in control of issuing those warnings. Let's go take this big, and you can see. I mean, this is just a glimpse of what we're seeing in that area. I mean, we've heard stories from the Walmart there with sustained damage. Some of the shelters in the nearby area, people were sheltered when this was moving through. We heard some of the stories and the possibility of a mobile home park that was impacted as this moved through Shelby County. But you are looking live right now from Shelby County, where we had another tornado touchdown, confirmed damage in this area. Almost went right over the radar site, almost over the National Weather Service office. The personnel at the National Weather Service office had to toss operations over to Peachtree City in Atlanta to issue the alerts because they had to seek shelter. It was right there, and we had at one point radar indications 124 mile per hour winds and gate-to-gate shear. And that's almost at ground level, that close to the radar site. So that was just absolutely frightening. And it's moved through. Obviously, it's a lot of rain still out there tonight. It's dark, power's out. Just praying for folks in that area tonight. Pray for these folks, and it's going to be a long night. And there's a lot of areas that have been heavily impacted. So we also have reports, Angie and Newsroom, and in passing this along to our friends here at home as well, seeing reports now in the Pletcher area in Chilton County. We have extensive damage reported on US 82 near Maplesville. So we need to check in. Extensive damage. That's going to be south with this storm. We saw all the debris, but we got some extensive damage. It looked like that tornado may have been on the ground for quite some time. I mean, it stayed right along I-22. So now it's spinning up again, Lauren. Let's go back into Clanton. Now, I know we're under the warning to the north. You see that's crossing right around Lay Lake. Here's Lay Lake. But right here, we're seeing indications of another tornado trying to form. It's starting to wrap around again. There's Quincy, there's Gold Branch, giving you the first alert. Hillwood, if you're watching around Bentleyville, Stewartville. Lauren's putting the times on here. Bentleyville around 9:47, Weogufka 9:47, Hanover around 9:52. A first alert if you're watching us around Hanover, Weogufka, Bentleyville, Unity, 9:45 to 9:52. It's 9:31, and you have minutes to get to where you need to go. It's moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. This one's ramping up. Right there, if we go to velocity, I bet we'll see this. You can see the hook, the inflow notch. There it is, right there. It's starting to develop. Our AccuTrack systems, this is some incredible technology here. When you see that, as we mentioned earlier today, that yellow shear marker pop up, that is a clear indication of a tornado. So again, that is moving towards Hillwood, Bentleyville, Hanover, the Hollins area, and Weogufka. So moving to the north and east direction right there, a developing tornado could be developing here. So just giving you the first alert. I know the warning is just to the north, but let's be ready here. It's developing quickly. Now further north, Gold Branch, stay put. If you're in Quincy, Blue Springs, Talladega Springs, I think we're right there, still in that warning. Just stay in place. Once all this passes, we'll give you the all clear. It looks as though we can say Columbiana, now the severe weather threat has ended for us, as the worst of this has now passed Columbiana. Looks like the worst of this now passing through Shelby at this time. Let me just check here and make sure we're not missing any. Okay, so, speaking of some of that damage that's in parts of Chilton County, quite possibly, looks like it might be a couple of homes with some damage. So we just need to check that area out right now in Chilton County. And let's go with some updated alert times on this, Lauren. We see this starting to wrap up again right there over.
Okay, so in Hillwood, we are checking in at 9:41 with this potential rotation, this possible tornado. Lisle at 9:41, Moriah 9:43, Gold Branch at 9:45, Unity at 9:47, Bentleyville 9:49, Weogufka at 9:49, and Hanover at 9:54. Now, what I want you to note is where we're seeing this potentially wrapping up again is just on the edge of where this tornado warning polygon is. So even if you aren't technically in the polygon, even if you haven't heard a warning go off on your phone or on your weather app or your no weather radio, if you're in Bentleyville, Lisle, Hillwood, Hanover, Holman Cross of Childersburg, along Sylacauga, along that road, 231, I would go ahead and get to your safe spot, because even though we saw that debris signature go away that was moving through Chilton County, we've been mentioning that with the way the environment is, it's not out of the question that this could revamp again. And I want you to note, see how it's bowing out there? Think of a bow and arrow. That would indicate that we're seeing the possibility of some straight line winds moving in with this as it lifts to the northeast. But what I am noticing, it's almost like a little comma head, and we can see this happen sometimes. You get a line of what winds moving in, but then you go a little bit farther to the north, and check this out. We've got another confirmed tornado south of Quincy. So that polygon that we were just saying, it's like, well, it may need to get extended a little farther to the south. The National Weather Service has done just that, because we are seeing that potential here for a confirmed tornado and possibly another little area of rotation that is beginning to form. You see where that red and green right on top of each other? That is gate to gate shear. That is classic, what we're seeing south of Quincy.
That is right there crossing into Coosa County. We've been tracking around Highway 22 there across Chilton County. We had some reports there from this same storm, and now it is moving into Coosa County. And Lauren is zoomed in. We have debris detection, another confirmed tornado warning. So every one of these that we have seen that have formed, here later this evening have been producing a tornado, and then we see the tornado, and they don't last too long, but we do see debris for each one of these. They're touching down, they're forming, and debris is being lofted into the atmosphere. So let's back the view out, Lauren, so we can see where this is going and actually go back to that velocity signature on this. This is near Gold Branch. Now this has crossed, it has crossed over the Coosa River. You can see there it's crossed over Lake Mitchell. It's now moving. Wow, that is a strong signature right now. It is ramping up at this point. It's going through one of its main life cycles here. It's going to be tracking south of Gold Branch, Quincy and Gold Branch just south of there, and moving towards Weogufka. So from Hillwood to Weogufka, we are talking about a confirmed tornado now, moving in your direction, moving to the north and east. Get to that safe place, Clanton, and those areas along Highway 22. You are safe right now as far as the tornado threat. Now, there are some areas we have some storm damage. We want you to be careful out there, but the risk has passed you in Chilton County over around Clanton. That has moved on by. We're looking at Quincy. We're looking at Gold Branch. There's Weogufka. Time of arrival, we're putting Stewartville on here at 9:52. So Stewartville, time of arrival. This is now 9:37 and tracking another confirmed tornado moving in your direction at this time. And once again, just to the south of this, we're seeing indications around Hillwood, some very strong straight line winds bowing out. This is a Coosa County storm at the moment. This is mostly into Coosa County. Jumbo, if you're around Thorsby, if you're around Clanton, this is now east of you. The danger has ended for you with respect to a confirmed tornado that has now moved into Coosa County. Here it is showing up on the map. We still have severe thunderstorm warnings to the north, but this is the more potent storm of the moment right now. Very strong signature. Radar really ramping up, and it wouldn't surprise me if this continues to the north, if we start to see another storm try to cycle up maybe far southeastern Coosa County. So let's monitor Alexander City, Goodwater, places further south just in case we start to see some more development